point, elements of serve and receive. Listen when we talk about serving and receiving because they both are intrinsically linked. So when I am serving, I am learning about receiving too. When I am receiving, I am learning about serving too. So listen to all the elements we're talking about. Spin, and I insist again when I talk about a spin, it's not only type of a spin, top spin with side spin, back spin with side spin, pure side spin. We're talking about intensity or amount of spin. That's very important. And we can deceive using both. Changing the amount of a spin or changing the type of a spin. We can have deceiving serves. So we're talking about spin, which is this ball rotating on its own axle. And let me tell you something, they have some instruments, technology, to measure how many times this rotates in a second. When I was in Sweden in 1997, it was up to 39 times per second on its own axle. Just to give you an idea, that could be 8-9 times per second. Imagine 39 times per second. In 1 second on its own axle. So that's what a spin is. Now we're talking about placement too. And please, Richard, if at any time you want to make comments. We used to have how do you say, chalk?
Yeah.
You know, because placement, we're dealing with different stuff. Stay. Okay. We're dealing with different stuff, and you can draw, and we will see this in methodology of serve. You can draw places where you really want, you know, the ball to hit. Or fast one there. I'm gonna try to hit it in the first one. Don't Google, please, if I don't. Okay. Close. Anyway, so we're dealing with placement. We're dealing with spin, we're dealing with height. Very important, people serve, and I have talked to you how we are trying, I don't know if we are inventing this, we're doing something like this and a string, so he can pass the ball right there, because at that level, let me tell you, half an inch or less makes a big difference. Half of an inch.
Chinese, when they train the national team, their coach will hold the racket right here.
Has to go in.
And that ball has to go between that racket and there's literally, I'm not exaggerating this, there's literally, that's about it. And they do it all day long. Because low serves are much more effective.
It's the other one. It's yours?
Mine.
Okay, yours. Okay, good. So, spin, placement, height, very important. And let me tell you, or let me ask you, why height would be important? If you serve high, what's going to happen? Yes, easy, right? Very easy. Okay, and also we're talking about speed, different speeds. Right now I was practicing with Adrian, fast, short, slow. He couldn't reach it. And he knew I was going to serve that. But it was so much the range of change between the long, fast one versus the short, soft, and slow. So, spin, I'll go with you. Spin, height, placement, speed, and the variation of all those. This is a universe. And nobody practiced serve. Marcus Jackson, one of the juniors here in the United States, for 1 month, every day he grabbed a basket with 150 balls, put his recording music, and he practiced and he became very good in serving. Until he did that, Just, you know, one serve, we'll see that in methodology of serve. Who was next? Josh?
Oh, wait, that's fine.
Okay.
I was just going to say, when you're talking about all these variants spinning off, when in doubt, returning, when you're in doubt, loop the ball. Go through it, don't just stick and play it out.
We'll see that in purpose of serving. Any comments about this 4 or 5 elements: speed, placement, height, and variation of all those.
Well, just let me say one thing. Who's going to Vegas?
Oh my.
Got a big group.
Yes.
Conditions in Vegas will affect your serve more than anything else. Different heights, different tables, different flooring. Make sure when you're practicing, you spend a good amount of time serving. A lot of people go and they just hit and they hit and hit, and then they get in the game and they can't control their serves. It's different every place you go. It'll be different on the tables on the carpet than the tables on the concrete. There's a different altitude, different humidity, different everything. So the ball bounces a little different. So you have to spend time learning to control your short serve and your long serve and whatever. Make sure you give that good amount of time in Vegas.
What Richard is saying is one of the greatest virtues of any player, to adapt to all the conditions. I'm telling you, from one gym to another. Eric Owens was playing in 1998, the Mexican Open. I played the semifinals with him, and there was 2 gyms, and he told me, between gyms, it changes everything. Just another gym. The paint of the table, the floor, the light, the wind, everything. So a good player is that who adjusts or adapts to all the conditions. Let me finish. You know what I do? Personally, what I do when I come to a tournament, I grab the worst tables where there's less light, the worst paint on it. So if that is my table, I'm already adapted. Anything else is better. That's my...
Oh, I was just going to say, you can also do it from both sides.
Yeah.
Because your lighting is different. The air is
Lighting.
correct.
Oh, lighting is a big thing. A big thing. Who was in Baltimore from here? No one, right?
Nothing.
Because there were some very bad spots of lighting. That's important. The strategy, you know, that side is bad. I choose this side first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then at the end I have to go there. Again, really, you have all this to count all this. So working on height is very important. Working on different speeds, very important. Very few players have very fast serves, and that's very important. Ariel Singh, the #1 player, number 8 in the world, she grabs a racket like this, and with the same body language, she does this, and she serves here, with the same body language, or right there, so fast, with backspin, dead, and topspin. And players just get cut here, because they're thinking in the short, and they're here, and then they give an easy ball because of that. So this combination is very important, and very few players does. With the same body language, a fast serve, or a very short one here.
You sure? Can you do it twice? Let me see.
I'm not trying.
Okay.
And this is, I was doing it with you, right? But this is much more difficult. We were doing this with Eric and Adrian. Nice. Wow, that's high. Short there, same body language, short there, faster. But she does it really, really fast, really different. Okay, and the last one, speed, breaking bounce trajectories. This is good. Is that the right way to say it? You know, serves that really curve. I have one. And I have played which I have never told him this, but I prepare players with this curve several times, and then with the same movement I do the same, but it goes straight and hits the hand. We call that serve question mark. And I promise this is really good. I want you to see if you can see the difference, okay? Curve, right? Now the other one. Did you see?
You don't finish the snap.
I don't know how I do it, but it hits the hand. It hits the hand.
Does that have top spin? The last one have top spin on it?
Yeah.
It is on video. It is on video.
Motion to that, sir. Is this my house?
You can be really great. lot of break.
That's underspin, side spin.
Top side. See, top side now straight.
That one
And
jumped.
that's enough to me for weave or hit. So, any comments with these elements of serve?
Just to back up to something Richard said, especially in places like Vegas and Baltimore with big tournaments, later in the tournament, check the net height, because the umpires are on the feature tables, on the carpet, they're there all the time,
See,
but you go to table 70 in the back of the hall, and there's been an umpire there the first day, and there hasn't been one since.
it's higher, right? Than using the,
Yeah, and you'll see the nets go crooked because somebody bumped them, so they're not straight in the middle of the table, or one side's high, one side's low. If you think it's wrong, you know.
any
give them
comments
a-
with these elements, speed, spin, height, placement? Nothing?
Are you gonna go into, well, you haven't gotten into the actual production, sir.
No. You mean the spin?